everyone, welcome back to another Mattel Jurassic World Legacy Collection Reimagined review. Today we take a look at the electronic real feel Indominus Rex. I just can't help myself when Mattel releases these retro figures with the real feel skin. I grew up in the days of the Kenner figures, which are still near and dear to my heart. So every time Mattel releases one of these, I have to pick it up, and I've always liked the Indominus Rex, so this was a no-brainer for me. Now, this figure is exclusively available at Target. It retails for $49.99, and I'll leave a link down below in the description for those of you who want to pick that up for yourself. So let's just take a quick look at the package. It comes in this beautiful box. We have the Reimagined logo down here with the colors of the old Jurassic Park Ford Explorer electronic real feel Indominus Rex. It also still has the Legacy Collection branding on it with the Jurassic logo. On the back over here, we have a nice forest background. And over here, we do have the crushed gyrosphere. And then spinning this massive, massive box around, we get some more pictures of the Indominus Rex. It has electronic sounds, it can swallow stuff, it has real feel skin, and all that fun stuff. And down here are the couple other figures in the Reimagined line. The Reimagined line is like kind of like it meshes the 93 Classic and Legacy Collection all together. We have the real feel Carnotaurus and this set, which I had absolutely zero interest in. It is still clogging shelves at my local Target. Whoa, that is a little loud. So enough about the packaging. Let's crack this cool looking figure open and take a closer look. And here is the Indominus Rex out of the packaging, and I absolutely love this figure. The real feel skin feels absolutely fantastic, nice and squishy. And the coolest part about this figure is this is actually based off an old Hasbro, I know that's hearsay for us Jurassic collectors, Indominus toy. It's the hybrid Rampage Indominus. It came out, I think, at the very end, right before Hasbro lost the license. So it was kind of a rare figure. A lot of collectors, were really trying to, complete their collection. That version of the Indominus was very hard to find, and it's awesome that Mattel, released this reimagined version of it. It is far superior to the Hasbro one in every way because it can actually stand on its own. So this is definitely a really, really cool release. I just absolutely love the bright wet red. It has that nice dark gray airbrush in the contrast with the white. Yeah, just all around, just a really, really cool figure. For measurements, this figure is 22 inches long from the tip of the snout to the tip of the tail, or 55.9 centimeters, about 8.5 inches tall to the top of the neck, or 21.6 centimeters. So the Indominus Rex in Jurassic World was around 40 feet long, or 12.2 meters. So I'll put this figure in the 122 scale range. And now let's take a look at some of the finer details on this figure, starting with that really nice head sculpt. Mattel has always nailed the head sculpt of the Indominus Rex ever since they got the license. The top of the head is all decked out in bright red paint, and that contrasts nicely with the white at the end of the snout and that nice airbrushing of dark gray all over the head. You can see the eye is painted yellow with a black slit pupil. The teeth are nicely sculpted. Those nice rubber insert teeth that has been pretty much the norm now on the main line. We started seeing with the Hammond collection, and that new tool has transitioned over to the main line. I absolutely love it. Tongue is nicely textured, cast in pink plastic. The gums are also nicely detailed. Going down to the neck, you can see all those quills sticking out, all decked out in red. Those are made out of a soft rubber material. Going down to the forearms, this is my really only complaint about the figure. I wish that that gray airbrushing extended a little bit onto the arms. It's just such an abrupt white coloration. It really distracts from how beautiful this figure is. It's my really only complaint about it. Those arms are also made out of a soft, flexible rubber material. You can actually see a seam that this is actually cast in two pieces. I don't know how well that's going to hold up, with heavy play. I don't know if those are ever going to detach, but I did notice that seam right away, even before I walked out of the store with the figure. And you can see that the hand claws are not painted. Would have been nice if they were, but we know Mattel hates painting hand claws on mainline figures. And then you have some nice quills along the forearms. Going down to the body, more of that beautiful gray airbrushing contrasting nicely with all that bright red paint, just the red and gray. It's just such a nice look to this animal. And then going down to the hind legs, more of that gray coloration, a lot darker on the thighs, transition nicely to that white coloration, and then go down to the toe claws. They are not painted in; those are actually cast in a dark gray plastic. That is something different that we really don't see too often on any of the Mattel figures. I really don't see a problem with them doing that. Just, that avoids paint chipping. Always the tip of the claws are always worn out on pretty much every dinosaur figure you've ever seen. So that is a really, really cool touch to see that. And then going down to the tail, you get more of that red, gray, and white. So yeah, all around this figure is just really beautifully sculpted. Just definitely one of my favorite reimagined figures so far. Moving on to articulation. Not a lot of articulation on this figure because it's mostly a rubber figure, but the mouth can open pretty wide. Forearms can move forwards and backwards, and there's actually a hinge joint on the forearms. It is very clicky, so you can get them to extend out just a little bit. Hind legs can move backwards and forwards. There's a couple clicky ratchets when you get to the neutral position to keep the leg nice and stable, and there's actually a pivot on those hips, very reminiscent of the old Mattel figures, and you do get some ankle rotation. And for the tail, there's not a bendy wire in there, but there's some kind of jointed plastic mechanism which does help you get some nice poses of the tail. Very, very clicky and nice and stable. You can just bend it back out to get the tail nice and straight. And for action features, the inside of the body is hollow, and the neck, the throat does connect, so you can have it swallow baby dinosaurs. And it can also swallow Owen after Owen, after Owen, after Owen, or anything else you can use with your imagination.
Nah.
And to retrieve your swallow figures, there is a slit on the bottom. All you do is stick your fingers in there, and you can retrieve all your Owens. And by pushing the button on the back above the hips, you can activate its electronic roars. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I believe a lot of these roars are reused from previous electronic Indominus Rex figures. I take the batteries out of my figures after I'm done reviewing them, so I can't really go back and check the sounds, but let me know if these are just reused in the comments. Moving on with comparisons, here it is with Owen. Next up are a few of Mattel's takes on the Indominus Rex. In the back over here is the Dino Trackers Indominus, which has an awesome light-up camouflage feature. This figure's been out, I think, for like maybe a year or two now. It's still sitting on shelves at Target. Great, great figure. And the black and purple one over here is a repaint I did of the original Dino Rivals Indominus Rex. So that was Mattel's first take on the Indominus, and I really wish Mattel would do more, Jurassic World Evolution repaints. That's what mine's based off of. I think it's the jungle variant. I think this would take a lot more money to get more mileage out of some of these molds. And like I said, Mattel has treated the species absolutely fantastically, which gives me high, high hope for the inevitable Hammock collection release of the Indominus. I think that figure is going to be an absolute showstopper when that comes out. Next up here it is with a few Hammock collection figures, the Amazing Spinosaurus, Blue and Delta from Jurassic World. Like I said, like a couple seconds ago, I cannot wait for a Hammock collection version of the Indominus. I think that figure is going to be absolutely amazing whenever we get it. And lastly, here it is with the only other two real feel figures Mattel has released. Well, I guess technically the Mosasaurus that came out with Fallen Kingdom. But we have the classic Red Rex and the reimagined Carnotaurus. The Red Rex came out like 2 years ago, and it's still sitting on Target shelves. I really think Mattel maybe overestimated the demand for that. I know they just made a crap ton of those. But yeah, I really, really like these retro figures with the real feel skin. Like I said, I'm a Kenner Jurassic Park person. That's how I grew up with the line. I would love to see more real feel dinosaurs. Maybe do like a herbivore, and we got 3 theropods. But over 2 years, we've only gotten 3 real feel figures from Mattel, and I hope they do more. I really, really like these figures, and they can just reprint them in different colors and just get more mileage out of the mold. I will not complain because I will be buying them. So, final thoughts on Mattel's Reimagined Indominus Rex. It's a good figure. Like I said a few times, Mattel really knows how to handle the Indominus Rex in toy form. And it's really cool that this is based off the old Hasbro hybrid Rampage Indominus Rex. A very rare figure that a lot of people could not get their hands on. So, this is a much better updated version of that figure for those you want to add it to your collection. Love the real feel of skin. It's nice, soft, and rubbery. The red, gray, and white, just all contrast so nicely together. It really makes it a nice, stunning figure that's definitely going to pop on your shelf. My only complaint is the white arms. I wish a little bit of that gray airbrushing transitioned onto the arms, so it's not such an abrupt white stop. Other than that, good figure, great sound effects. Love the swallowing action on that. That's always just makes me think of the Bull T-Rex from the Lost World line. So yeah, all around great figure. Like I said, beginner review. You can pick this figure up from Target. Link is down below in the description. So that will do it for the review. Looks like I'm reviewing way more than I said I would when I first came back. Still got the Dinosaur I got a review, and I just got something in from Holland Good. So stay tuned for those reviews. I should be up on the channel sometime this week. And as always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously, and it's greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.